Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. So today we have another battle against the infamous JoeyFontaine. Everybody should know who Joey is by now. He is a strong competitive battler and friend of the channel that we've been playing for quite some time now. Very long time actually, across multiple games, and also a guest on the Captain's Table podcasts. So we're going to go ahead and see what he has in store for us today. He always has some pretty powerful stuff on hand, and today is no exception, as that is a very OP team he's got on hand there. So, looking at my team, it is the same one that I used in the last game. So, what do I want to lead with in this one? I think we're going to go with the Alolan Ninetales, actually. And we'll see how that works out. Unfortunately, I've had a lot of technical issues, or I should say a handful of technical issues here with videos and recording as of late. So hopefully we don't have those again here in this match. So there he is, and he's going to go ahead and lead with the Iron Crown, which is definitely not what I wanted to see, as I lead with the Alolan Ninetales. Going to get the Snow Warning to make it snow, of course. And so we're in an interesting situation here because I don't want to stay in against this thing, but at the same time I don't know that I can afford to switch out against it, because we all know what these things are capable of, what they can do. So I feel like I have to stay in here and either get the Aurora Veil up or attack it. We should be outspeeding this thing unless he's max speed investment, which he very well could be. How do we want to play this? Do we want to Aurora Veil, or do we want to try and attack? I feel like we have to try and attack. So let's go for a Dark Pulse here. As we do outspeed, we get the Dark Pulse on this thing. Does almost 50% to this thing, which is great damage. He goes for the Tachyon Cutter in return, takes us out, knocks us down to 5. So that's unfortunate, but there's really nothing I could do. There's really nothing I could do in that situation, as he does regain some HP in the leftovers, because I just couldn't risk him staying in or him trying to set up. So knowing that, I think... How do we want to play this? We really don't have a lot to answer this thing, unfortunately. So, how do we want to play this? As much as I hate to do this early, I think we might actually have to go into the Como O. So yeah, we're going to go Como O here. I really don't want to do this early, but I feel like I don't have a choice, because this thing is obviously a potentially huge threat. So what we're going to do is, I feel like he probably switches out here. So we're going to take this opportunity to Dragon Dance. I think that's our play, as he actually stays in and goes for an Agility, so that's not good. He's going to go ahead and get that sharp speed increase, which is bad news. We do go for the Dragon Dance, so we're going to go ahead and get that attack and speed increase of our own. So we know this thing's going to outspeed us for sure. He is going to get some HP back with the leftovers, which is obviously bad. So now the question becomes, how do we want to try to deal with this thing? I feel like he's going to stay in now. I feel like definitely he stays in now, for sure. So he could try to attack us with another Tachyon Cutter. So I think what we do, we definitely Terra to try and resist the Tachyon Cutter. And as much as I hate to do this, I know this could end badly for us, but I really want to Dragon Dance again. So we're going to Dragon Dance again. Very risky on my side, I know, but I feel like we have to play risky against this thing right now, because this thing is a huge potential threat to us right now. So we're going to go ahead and Terastallize the Como O into a Steel type, losing all of our prior weaknesses. And we know he's going to outspeed us. What is he going to go for? He's going to go for a Calm Mind, so that's really interesting. So he's going to go ahead and Calm Mind to get that special attack, special defense increase, which is obviously very problematic. We go for the second Dragon Dance, so now we are at +2 attack, +2 speed. So That's about as good as we're going to get, I think, here, as he is going to regain more HP with the leftovers. So the only thing we can do in this situation is just hope that a close combat takes him out. So that's exactly what we're going to do. He is going to go for the stored power. Can we take one? Yes, we do take one. Takes us down by about 50%. We go for the close combat and return it. +2, it's definitely going to take the Iron Crown out. Does cut our defenses, but definitely worth it to get rid of that huge threat and knock him down to 5 Pokemon. So Como-O is pretty set up here at this point. We'll see what he wants to bring in response. He obviously could have a lot of potential answers. So we'll see what he wants to do here. What is it going to be? So it is going to be the Iron Boulder. So that thing's coming in. And it is going to go ahead and pop a Quark Drive booster energy to increase its speed. So this thing could very well outspeed us at this point. However, we can't. We really can't do anything about that. We're already as invested with Como-O as we can be. So we're just going to stay in and Iron Head this thing, as he is going to go ahead and bust out his Terra. What type is he going to Terra into on the Iron Boulder? It is going to be a flying type to try and resist the close combat. Okay, so it's a good thing we didn't go for the close combat. It still might not matter if he outspeeds us, and indeed he actually does outspeed us. Go for the close combat, and that is going to cut his defenses, but that is going to take the Como-O out, unfortunately, knocking us down to 4. So that's definitely bad news for us, obviously. So the snow is going to stop, which is good news. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. It's no news. So what do we want to bring in to face this thing? I feel like our only play against this thing has to probably be Corviknight. So we're going to go ahead and come in with Corviknight. We should hopefully be able to take any physical attack from this thing. So we come in with the Corviknight. There's every chance he could switch out here, but at the same time, we really can't afford to overpredict here, so we're just going to Brave Bird, as he does in fact switch. So he wants to save the Iron Crown for later, or I should say Iron Boulder. He's going to go ahead and come in with the Raging Bolt. So there that thing is, as it's going to go ahead and also pop a Booster Energy Protosynthesis to increase its special attack. So that's obviously very bad news, as we go for a Brave Bird. Not going to do much of any damage to this thing, and we do take some recoil damage as well. So definitely not a great situation for us to be in here, as we do have quite a couple of electric weaknesses left on the team. How do we want to play this? We can't really stay in with the Corviknight, I don't think. He very easily goes for the electric attack here, I think. So I feel like we switch into the Rhydon, but after that, I don't even know that the Rhydon can take a boosted special attack from this thing. So it's going to be... yeah, it's going to be not a good time for us either way, I think. But I guess we don't really have a switch. That's the problem, is I really don't think we have a switch. You know, I guess let's just go for a U-turn, because I don't know. Yeah, let's just U-turn. So, yeah, he goes for the Calm Mind. So, but we just don't have a switch. That's the problem. So he's going to go ahead and get a +1 special attack, special defense, as we go for the U-turn. So that's going to go ahead and get some chip damage on this thing, which is nice. And then we do get the switch. So there's really only one thing we can switch in here, because even though we have the electric immunity on the Rhydon, I don't think that we can take a special attack, a boosted special attack from this thing at all. So all we can really do is come in with the Meloetta here. And yeah, not looking great for us, but all we can really do is go for an Alluring Voice. So that's what we're going to do, is we actually still outspeed him. We go for the Alluring Voice. Does massive damage to this thing, but he does survive it with about a quarter HP. Goes for the Thunderbolt. Thankfully, we do take it with about a quarter HP left, and then we get some HP back with the leftovers. So the problem at this point is that this thing could be very easily packing that Thunderclap, which is a new move that they came out with, that is like an electric type special attacking Sucker Punch. So it has priority, but only if you if you go for an attacking move. So predicting that, what I think we're going to do, he has to have that on deck, I'm thinking. And this is another risky prediction on our side, but we go for the Calm Mind, predicting that. So he does go for the Thunderclap. We do get the prediction right, and it does fail because we go ahead and go for the Calm Mind here with the Meloetta to get that +1 special attack and special defense, which is incredible for us. And then we do regain some HP with the leftovers once again. So this is going to really be a mind game war right here with us. I think now that we've got our +1 special attack, special defense, I think this turn we have to either hope that we can out-predict him and hope we can take one of those Thunderclaps. So we go for the Alluring Voice this turn. He does Thunderclap again, unfortunately, and we do hang on with 7 HP in the red, which is incredible for the Meloetta. We go for the next Alluring Voice, take out the Raging Bolt, knock him down to 4 as we get some HP back with the leftovers. So this is a very intense game so far. We're just kind of barely hanging on here as now he goes ahead and comes in with the Deoxys, which unfortunately is legal if you didn't know now. He gets the pressure coming into play. We're going to go ahead and try for a Thunderbolt on this thing and see what he wants to do, as he definitely outspeeds us, goes for an Ice Beam, and takes us out, unfortunately, knocking us down to 3. So this thing is also going to take some Life Orb damage as well. So yeah, we're definitely not in a great position right now, as it feels like we haven't been all game. We're just trying to survive. I think our only switch to this thing is Corviknight, so we're going to go ahead and come in with that. And I think all we do here is hope we can take an attack from this thing and just go for a U-turn, so that's what we're going to do. And we'll see what he wants to do. But yeah, definitely just trying to hang on here at this point. So we will see what he wants to do. He is going to switch the Deoxys out, and what does he switch in with? It is going to be the Great Tusk. So that thing's coming in, and it is going to go ahead and also pop a Booster Energy Photosynthesis to increase its physical attack. So that's obviously bad news. We go for the U-turn, going to do a little bit of chip damage to this thing, not much of anything, and then we do get the pivot out, which is something. And so now the problem is, what do we bring in to face this thing? Because both of our other 2 Pokemon are weak to ground, unfortunately. I think we just have to go Rhydon. I think that's... I think we just have to go Rhydon, because we know Tentacruel can't take an attack from this thing. So we have to hope that our max HP Eviolite Rhydon can potentially take a super effective attack from this thing. But I don't think it's not looking great. Let's put it that way. So let's just go for the Ice Punch and see what happens. He does go for a knockoff, interestingly. Not going to do much of any damage to us, but it does get rid of our Eviolite, obviously, as we go for the Ice Punch in return. Does basically nothing to this thing, which is obviously awful. And so, yeah, things are definitely not looking great. I guess I don't think we take an attack from this thing now without the Eviolite, but we can't really afford to switch at this point either. So let's just go for another Ice Punch and see what he wants to do here, as he goes for the close combat, and that does indeed take us out. So does cut his defenses, which is good, but it gets rid of the Rhydon and knocks us down to 2. So definitely not looking great. I know I keep saying that over and over again, but that has kind of been the theme of this one. So we're going to do what we can here. We're going to go ahead and come back in with Corviknight. I think all we can really do in this situation is just go straight for the Brave Bird. That's pretty much all we can do, so that's all we're going to do, as he does go for the close combat here, and we do take one with about a 1/3 HP remaining. It does cut his defenses even farther, which is nice. He does take the Rocky Helmet chip, which is also nice, as we go for the Brave Bird here. After the defense drops will definitely be enough to take the Great Tusk out, knocking him down to 3, which is pretty nice, as we do take some recoil damage there as well. So we do get rid of the Great Tusk, which is something, but now he's going to go ahead and come back in with the Iron Boulder, and yeah, this is probably going to be bad news for us. We know this thing's going to outspeed us for sure. We're just going to go ahead and click Brave Bird. That's all we can really do, as this thing obviously outspeeds us, goes for the Mighty Cleave, and from that range it will certainly take the Corviknight out after it takes some Rocky Helmet Chip, knocking us down to just one Pokemon. So our last Pokemon here is going to be the Tentacruel. So we're going to go ahead and come in with that. And, yeah, the only thing we can really do in this situation is just go for an Ice Beam. I don't know that we take an attack from this thing, but we're just going to go ahead and find out as we click Ice Beam. We know this thing outspeeds. It actually goes for a Substitute, interestingly enough. So going to set up a Substitute on us as we go ahead and go for the Ice Beam, which will obviously be more than enough damage to go ahead and break the Substitute, as we are max special attack on the Tentacruel. So that's something. Not sure why he would sub there. Maybe he doesn't have a good move for us. We know he at least has something that's neutral effective with the Mighty Cleave. But yeah, we just keep clicking Ice Beam here. That's all we can do, is he does go for the Mighty Cleave. Can we take one from full? Yes, we can fortunately take one from full. Knocks us down to about a third HP. We go for the Ice Beam in return. It's not enough to grab the KO on the Iron Boulder, unfortunately, as we regain some HP with the leftovers. And now it doesn't look like we're going to be able to take another attack, but just in case we can, we're going to go ahead and click Giga Drain here as he goes for the next Mighty Cleave. That is going to unfortunately be enough to finish our Tentacruel off, and that is game. So we are going to lose that one 3-0 to JoeyFontaine, but that was a pretty solid match, actually. Very competitive, very high-octane game. I definitely think we were a bit outmatched on paper in that one, to say the least. Joey does often bring a lot of really top-level OP threats, unless you tell him not to. But yeah, still a pretty solid match nonetheless. So that's it. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.